I had a little bit of time to kill and I stopped in at Michael's, and it wasn't to see the Christmas stuff. I still think it's too early. I just wanted to take one last look at all of the fall and Halloween, and I thought the chocolate chips were expensive. This decorative pumpkin was $72.99. Even with 50% off, I think the price is ridiculous. So all of the fall items have moved out into the center lane. I thought about this when I saw it last time, and I thought it'd be really cute for Valentine's Day too, with the little heart in the tails. I also thought this was really cute. I thought this one was reasonable at 50% off, and I still am surprised with how expensive some things have gotten. And I can see why people are buying items at Walmart and even at the dollar store. Like, I feel like some of their quality is getting better, and you have to kind of weigh what you want to spend. And I thought this was so cute, but $25, even at 50% off, I still think it's ridiculous for the size of the little hedgehog pumpkin. But anyways, it was really nice to take one last look before everything disappears. This has been a little bit of a harder week, and I'm trying to keep the focus on Vlogtober, enjoying the beauty of the season and everything, but I had a little moment on this day. You know, the last couple of years, a lot of things have changed and everything with my mom. The past few months have been good, you know, just where she is with her dementia journey, just being in the moment and all of that. And this morning was a harder morning. On my way home, I started to feel sad. My eyes watered up. I was just holding back, breaking down into tears. So when I got home, I knew I needed to do the right things for my mental state. I got into comfy clothes. I put on a little bit of jazzy, cozy music. I need to empty the dishwasher, but I just got out a mug. I took spaghetti sauce out from the freezer, and I'm going to use my new crock pot for it. Perfect day to have a home-cooked meal, but not all the work to go along with it. And then I'm going to do some editing, and that's what I need to do. Just have my little focus from everything else going on in my life. And I have this new creamer that I finally decided to open it up today. Touch of caramel apple pie. I really liked it. It was perfect with the Thanksgiving blend coffee, and it was exactly what I needed. And then once I got into editing and everything, my mind got focused, doing the comments. You know, that is exactly what I need to have in my life, separate from everything else that's going on. It's a couple of hours later. I am feeling so much better. I try and do the best that I can with trying to be positive every day, trying to do the things that set me up for success, reduce my anxiety, keep like depression and all of that. Like, I've talked about that over the years, that you can take medication and do all these different things, but you still have to do little things every day to set yourself up for success. So I spent the last couple of hours being productive, getting stuff done, and then I knew I wanted to get back to vlogging. So I went in, put some lipstick on because it always makes me feel better. And then yesterday I washed my hair. I knew I wasn't spending any time on it because of the heat and the humidity. And I put product on so it could be natural. And then I tried to straighten it this morning and it didn't turn out very good. So I just pulled it back. And then when I looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I gotta see what I can do. So I just took the scrunchie out, combed my hair, and it's not too bad. I'm okay with it. But yeah, you know, just knowing what I needed to do, just regrouping, having a coffee. That little apple creamer wasn't too bad. I'm glad it's a smaller container, just something different, but it was kind of what I needed today. And I can, like, the spaghetti sauce is starting to smell in the crock pot, so we're gonna have a nice home cooked meal, but not the big mess and everything. And just feeling a lot better. You know, that's the way life is. There's ups and downs and everything, but I also know that it's so easy to, you know, be sad and frustrated with different things and everything that are going on, but you have to let yourself have those feelings, but you got to pick up the pieces and move on with the rest of the day. So I needed a couple of hours and I worked through it, and now I'm feeling a lot better. But I also wanted to take this time to thank all of you for watching, liking, commenting. I really appreciate it. I'm very thankful and honored that so many of you are still watching my little Vlogtober videos. I greatly appreciate it. I thank you. I know it's always nice to watch somebody every day, just with the little mundaneness of life. I don't lead the most exciting life, but whenever I edit and everything, I'm like, you know what? That was a pretty good day, you know. I tried to do the best that I could, and whenever life gets really busy and everything, the one thing I always regret is not slowing down and doing something that brings me a little bit of joy. And when I do that, I find it puts me into a better mindset, and that's exactly what I did today. So I'm excited for us to have dinner. I took out some of the baguette there to make garlic bread and everything, and then figure out I want to bake something tonight, and the weather is supposed to drop tonight. We're supposed to get more rain and everything. It would have been the perfect day to curl up and watch something, but I knew it wasn't the right time to do that today. So anyways, I'm happy that it has turned out to be a much better day for me, and I hope you are all having a wonderful day too. I was really thinking about making an apple bread or apple muffin, something for breakfast, but as we were driving home, it was raining on and off. It was getting very dark. It was gray. It was dreary. The weather's going to be getting cooler. I thought it'd be the perfect night to make an apple crisp, spaghetti sauce. Like, I don't have to do a lot for dinner, so I thought it'd be nice to make a dessert. So I got home, got my Charlie Brown pan out. I did 6 Macintosh apples. I peeled them, cut them up, and then I make the topping. 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of old-fashioned rolled oats. That's what I use. You can use quick oats too. 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, and then I add in a tablespoon of cinnamon, and I use vegetable oil. I use 1/4 of a cup, and then I usually put like a little bit more, maybe a tablespoon, and then I mix it all up. Over the years, I've tried a lot of different recipes, but I just find this is the one that works the best for me. The measurements are always spot on, and I think this pan is the best for apple crisp. I've done a lot of different ones, but I really like the way that this one worked out. So I just put the topping on, and then I put it in the oven, 350 degrees, and then I do it for 45 minutes. And this one, I think, turned out perfect. I usually use a firmer apple, Granny Smith, Gala, but I do find sometimes it takes a little bit longer because it is a firm apple. This one was perfect. I actually think I finally perfected my apple crisp recipe by using the Macintosh. I find they are so soft, but this was so good. So you can see at the top, some of them still kind of kept their shape because they weren't like underneath everything, but they kind of caramelized. It got soft and mushy. It was so good. So I'm going to put some tinfoil, let it sit for dessert, and then I'm going to do the fusilli pasta to go along with the sauce. Now I do spaghetti noodles, but I do find Andrew has a harder time with them. I cut them up with the scissors, and I wanted to just have a nice, easy, relaxing dinner. So the fusilli was nice. It's smaller than the rotini, and I think it might be one of those staple pastas to have. I find it's better for spaghetti sauce compared to the noodles. And then I'm making the garlic bread. I have the baguette out that I started using. It's perfect. Garlic bread for the 3 of us. I use Becel margarine because it's easier to mix up. I can take it out of the fridge. I put in a little bit of garlic powder. Sometimes I put the parsley in it. Sometimes I put the parsley on top. So I just spread it out. I do the Armstrong shredded mozzarella cheese, and then I'll put a little bit of parsley on here. The oven was already warm, so I put it on broil. 3-4 minutes, just keep an eye on it. It can get away from you, but it's the perfect little thing to go along with homemade spaghetti sauce. Everything about tonight's dinner was perfect. The fusilli noodles went along perfectly with this. It was nice and easy for Andrew to eat. We had the homemade spaghetti sauce without the mess. I pulled the staples from my fridge and my pantry and my freezer. I was able to make some garlic bread. The Macintosh apples have perfected my apple crisp, and then a little bit of ice cream on top, having it melt was perfect. Andrew loved it. He ate everything, and it was exactly the dinner I needed for today. I said I wasn't going to do spooky season until after Thanksgiving, but the one thing I've learned about so far in this autumn season is to be in the moment. It was a perfect spooky night. I really enjoyed changing up my coloring and doing some of like the full scenes and trying to do different techniques, but I just wanted to get back to basics. I wanted something really simple. I just wanted to kind of zone out, have a little bit of me time, and this was the perfect activity. Doing the Megan Miles Art monthly coloring sheet for October. It's all Halloween. Put the Charlie Brown pumpkin, great pumpkin on just for that comfort. There's something about the Peanuts gang that just relaxes me, comforts me, and this is exactly what I needed to do. Now I know that there's lots of videos and everything out there about everything autumn. I've tried to do my best this month to bring you a little bit of autumn, but today was a little bit more of a real day, and I worked through it. I had the little bit of sadness. I turned it around, kept busy, and we had a beautiful dinner, a great evening and everything, and I think I did exactly what I needed to do, and it definitely has been a journey. So, you're going through a rough patch, you're having a rough day, take a little bit of time, take a deep breath, do something to kind of zone everything out, just work through your feelings, and hopefully your day will get better. So this is what I ended up doing. I really enjoyed just doing the simple little coloring, everything Halloween. I think I found the perfect green, and I also like the white marker that I have now to do the little bit of accent. So anyways, that was a little peek into my day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow for another day of Vlogtober.